computer. So thank you for joining us today, and we're going to talk about the top 21 tips for growing your business online. And this is super exciting. I've been doing this since 2009, and I love working online. So now I'm really happy that it's becoming mainstream and everyone's doing it, right? Um, I have been working for 25 years plus in marketing and communications. I started with Amway, and Amway Grand Plaza should be up there too, Spectrum, Herman Miller. And then finally in 2009, I was able to start my own business, and I took everything that I loved from all of those departments and programs and mentors that I worked with and combined it into my own marketing agency. And I didn't have $1 million budget. I had a $0 budget when I first started my um, programming. So I had to learn how to use the free and no cost tools. But to be as successful as I was and on brand as I was when I was at Amway and Herman Miller, right? So then I started to say, well, I'm going to teach all the other people, all my clients, how to use free and no cost tools. And then I just fell in love with that teaching process. And every client that I work with has a certain level of training before we get started, because I never want them to not know what it is I'm doing in the back end. And their knowledge, just like your knowledge, is what is important. It's not the tools that we pick. So over the years, I've been helping hundreds of people with trainings and services. I now focus my attention in a program called Women in Connection, and it's a membership program. And it's basically teaching other women how to use free and low cost tools for brand expansion. It provides support groups, training programs, workshops. We get together once a month. We write our social media posts for the upcoming month. It's just all kinds of fun. But today we're going to talk about what it takes to be successful online. And I have numbered them because 21 is a pretty tall task, right? 21 tips and one training. Um, but you have to first start with your why and your passion and identifying your ideal client. So, what is your why and what gets you excited each day? I literally am not fibbing when I say that I have this crazy passion for helping women. And when in the morning, when I'm meditating and figuring out how my day is going to be best spent, the minute I start thinking about what marketing I get to do that day, I seriously get excited. I think I'm kind of a nerd, probably of some sort. So, but your why is what keeps you motivated each day. Determine who you want to serve and how you want to help them. So, who is your ideal client? And we get laser focused in on that on our trainings, because I'll tell you something, as sure as I'm sitting here, until I did these things myself, I did not start to see success. So, I only teach things that I know will bring about success. So, who is it that you enjoy working with? And even nailing it, drilling it down into a demographic. Most people start to say, I want to help anyone that will give me money, right? I want to help people. The last group I had, a woman wanted to help people that were 20 years old all the way up until 99 years old. And that's good in the beginning until we start to write the messages that have to resonate with those folks so that they give her money, right? So the more narrowed in you can be, like Paul, he would have to be narrowed in on who is it that actually buys his signs, right? Kathy's narrowed in on who actually is going to buy her coursework. And then you write down all the information about your ideal client's pain points. So, what keeps them up at night, right? What do they get frustrated with during the day? What is it that they're trying to do that you can help them with? And right on the same sheet of paper, you write your ideal client, what position they're in, what if they're male, female, the age, where they live, and then you write what bothers them and how you can help solve their challenges. And then also write down what it is you want them to feel like after they work with you. So that takes a lot of, there's a lot of ranges there, right? So I use mine, for example. I like my women to be feeling strong and confident and less stress when they take my courses, and to be sure of themselves and know that the marketing decisions that they're making are correct. Paul's, he would want his clients to be satisfied with the size and the dimension of the signage, right? Kathy would want her students to be probably, I'm guessing, confident, better satisfied with the results of their classroom that they're getting. They're at the end of the day, they feel less stressed and more confident in what they're doing. So literally write down what it is you want your client to feel once you are done. And then these are the words and the feelings that you're going to use in your social media and your newsletters and on your marketing going forward, because these are the things and the words that will attract your ideal client and get them to step towards your brand, right? And then you need to pick at least 2 of your favorite social mediums. Back in 2009, when I started doing this, guess what it was? All of them. You had to be everywhere. You had to do everything. You look at the websites back then, and we used to put up, literally, because that was what we were all doing, right? Marketing changes every single day, as you all know. But we would put up all the social mediums at the top and then encourage our clients to join all of them. And now I do not recommend that at all. I recommend just 2. I recommend that you at least start with one social medium. That could be LinkedIn. A lot of people could find their people on Facebook, but LinkedIn is the business to business. And then email. So email is not dead the way that they keep saying that it is. It's not. If you have someone's email, it's because they gave you permission to send them information. That means you can build a relationship with them, right? And what you want to do with your marketing is build a relationship with them. So even if you picked LinkedIn or Facebook and email as your 2 first priorities, you can start to hone in on your messaging, hone in on your visibility and timing and things like that, and then expand to others. This also prevents burnout. I am able to manage the 4 or 5 social mediums that I like, but it's only because I've had lots of practice and I enjoy doing it. So, but if you start off and you're doing a lot of different things in a lot of different ways, and not trying to keep up with all of it, you're going to experience burnout. And what we do is we create content for 6 months at a time, or breaking it down into a month at a time, but you can use the same information in different spots. So teaching people how to create messages and then create a great image that goes with it, you're able to use that social media post and that information in different spots, and sometimes just having to tweak it. So let's say you did decide to use LinkedIn and Facebook and email, right? You could post the Facebook and LinkedIn information, and then at the end of the month, the 2 best or your 2 favorite posts go into your newsletter, and that's what you send to your email contacts. So you're not recreating the wheel, right? Canva.com is a wonderful design program that's free, because I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I like to specialize in free and low cost tools. Oh yeah, we talked about that in the beginning. Canva.com is free. And then even when you want to buy an image that they give to you, which they have plenty of free options, but if you do want to buy an image, it's only $1. So it's really a great program. And we had talked about using the same social media posts and the information that you use in your social media. Just plop 2 articles into your newsletter and send it out. I like to use Constant Contact or MailChimp for doing this. This allows you to keep a handle on who it is in your database receiving information. It allows them to easily unsubscribe, which is the law. It is more reliable than sending an email directly to them, because it'll maintain the integrity of the graphics that are in there. So it'll send them a really beautiful, nice aligned email instead of the images dropping to the bottom of the email, or an email not even going through because it's an attachment. And then you also get to see who it is.
You're muted.
We blinked out for some reason. I went down for a second. So MailChimp used to be my favorite, and now it's Constant Contact because they have landing pages and a lot of great other tools that I'm using on a daily basis now.
Your share screen went down too.
Oh, it did? Thanks.
Yeah.
So what we like to do in marketing, it's all about building relationships. Just like in the 1950s, it was about building relationships with your ideal clients. It's about getting them to know, love, and trust you. So I recommend when people do this that they keep all of their content and their contacts in a database. I keep all of my contacts in Excel on my own laptop. I do not rely on any program to house all the information that is so important to me. If they went out of business, you would lose all that information. Then you get to write down what it is that you have that people want that you can give away as freebies. So I like meeting new people. I like to give away my knowledge. I like to help. My goal is to help 1 million women within 5 years. So doing this is giving away free knowledge is going to help me to get to that goal. But everyone likes free documents, free tips, free things that they can use to make their life easier. Then that encourages them to give you their email. You do need their permission, and again, they need to easily unsubscribe, which is what Constant Contact will provide for you to do that. It's all about resonating with your ideal client, capturing their attention, getting them into your database for personalized and segmented information, and just the information that will pertain to them. So when you segment a list in email, you can segment it. So Paul, you may want to segment your list with presidents of companies or the principals of the company, right? Or the school. You might want to segment your list with facility manager. You might want to segment your list into marketing managers who buy signs for their clients when they're getting them up and running, so that you can send personalized information to those specific audiences so they don't get annoyed and then see you as irrelevant because you're not satisfying their needs, right? That's so what people do. And then getting people to know, love, and trust you. So once people know, love, and trust you, then this is when they choose to give you money. It isn't usually you make a phone call once and then they are your customer. It's usually not like that at all. Now here we are, last but not least, some of these most important tips. And then what I'm going to do is turn the recording off, and then the three of us can talk about this in more depth as it pertains to your companies. So blogging is sometimes a scary word for people, right? Do either of you like to blog?
I blog.
Ooh, you love it, Kathy?
I guess.
I highly encourage it, because when someone goes to your website, They want to know that you're knowledgeable in what it is you're doing. So Paul is a sign company. You might be able to have a lot of fantastic graphics up there about the signs that you can provide, and that's visually appealing. Giving them knowledge is kind of a secondary piece. But to a lot of us, like I have to depict intelligence. I have to share on my website my depth of knowledge, right? Along with keep it visually appealing. So blogging is the best way to do this. It's only 350 to 400 words, and that's only two chunky paragraphs with an image that attracts their attention. And it's sharing your knowledge. So these are great to create in for many reasons. One, they are perfect for rolling out into social media because you're rolling out your knowledge into social media and then leading them right back to your website because posting a blog gives you a unique URL that you can post, right? And that's the perfect circle of goodness is to post something on social media, have them read more back on your website, and then get them into your marketing and sales funnel. So that's the circle of goodness that I like to try to teach people. Oh, somebody just joined us. Um, so everybody can do that, I believe. And I even teach people how to create those blogs if they need to. And then the call to action. And this is another one that I did not realize was so critically important my first few years of training people on how to create sales from marketing, right? But that call to action is so critically important. How is it that they can turn from what you provided to them and connect with you so that they can give you money? So there's always a call to action that you need to have. But when you are, the next one comes up to rhythm and cadence of social media. When you're in social media, you don't want to be blasting people with sales pitches all the time, right? Because we need to be building relationships. So social media needs to share your knowledge in a rhythm and cadence that is doable for you and appreciated by the people who are looking at it. So I like to say that if you ran the course of posting knowledge, something fun or personal so that they get to know you as a human, and then something about your business or service that you do, which is your soft sell, and then you repeat it. Knowledge, something fun. And then that fun category is something about the community, what's happening in the community, what you support in the community, something else that might be going on. It can be another article by someone else, but you can only post another article from someone else about every seventh post, if not even every 10th post, because otherwise you're just seen as an aggregator of information, right? If you were just sharing other people's articles, they're not understanding the depth of your knowledge in that post, right? And so that can be about every 10th. So it's your knowledge, something fun or something personal or something about community, something about maybe a cause that you support, and then some sort of soft sell, which is often a testimonial about somebody who you just helped and they gave you a glowing testimonial, because of course we ask for those after each of our clients. And then it could be a service promotion that you're having, a promotional item that could be on sale, how it would help people, just some kind of soft sell. And then if we were to take this and talk about a refresher, it is about knowing your client. Tell your client how it is that you'll help them, what kind of pain points you solve for them. Create your plan and your process. Do what you love. Keep it to a minimum until you're up and running. Always think about building those relationships. That's why my membership is the best, because I decided that taking care of a group of women is easier for me than one-offs. So building those relationships and how you can do that and protect your database. So if you were putting all your social media, all your knowledge, all your information into Facebook, and Mark and his team were naughty somehow, which they're in the news like every third day, it seems like, and they went down, all of your information would be lost. So then you take this process and you turn it into a process that you do every week. So once you get up and running, you know exactly what you're going to post, how you're going to do it. It just becomes secondary instead of overwhelming and stressful and frustrating, right? And it shouldn't take up too much of your time either if you take time to write this out. I'm going to pause for a moment so I can stop the recording, and then we're going to go back to the beginning, and then we're going to talk through how it is you can do these things for your business.